Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Whether or not you've been financially impacted by the pandemic and the economic slowdown, survey after survey show many people are unsure how to manage their money and save for their future. So today we're going to discuss financial literacy in Vermont. And we've called on CEO and President of New England Federal Credit Union, John Dwyer. Good afternoon, and thanks for being with us.
Good afternoon, Fran.
So President Biden has just proclaimed April to be National Financial Capability Month. What's the difference between financial literacy and financial capability?
That's a great question. And I think, importantly, financial literacy is a set of skills where you understand financial concepts and understand that there's pieces to each question that you need to answer about finances. The capability is a little bit broader. It focuses not just on literacy, so do you understand the question, but more broadly on do you have access to the tools that you need to be capable? Do you have access to a financial institution? Do you have access to credit? Do you have income? A lot of different influences, so that broader sense of do you have the ability to actually manage finances as well as the understanding.
Right, very important. So tell us the benefits of financial literacy. Why is it so important?
Well, I think it's critical for people to really have their finances in order. All of us have a certain amount of income. I have to make choices with that income. The stronger our finances are, it's been proven that we actually feel better. The financial capabilities are important to making sure that we both manage our money, but also make good choices. How do we understand the effect of the choices we make each day? How do we have and how do we manage our credit? How do we manage our savings? All of those things, if we do those better, there is a direct relationship between the confidence we have in our finances and the capabilities we have to have savings, to have a rainy day fund, all of those things that make us feel more financially secure. So that's why literacy is so important.
Yeah, it's kind of a relief to know you're sort of in a place that is secure. Financial knowledge is power, and it's very helpful. So how are Vermonters doing in regards to financial education?
Well, I think the right way to frame it is that we as a society in Vermont, we really are inconsistent, unfortunately, with some of the things that we try to do to educate Vermonters, especially at a young age. It's been proven that the earlier people learn about financial literacy and develop financial skills, the better off they are as they get older. And what we've learned, what we know in Vermont, is that there are data points that show that there is some inconsistency. So according to the FINRA, which is the National Financial Institution Regulatory Agency, 22% of Vermonters have said in the past year that they spent more than they earned. We also know that 49% of individuals lack a rainy day fund. A rainy day fund is an important savings concept where you have some money in the bank for emergencies. And to have 49% of Vermonters not have that capacity is something that we need to certainly be concerned about. In addition, when you think about managing credit, 32% of Vermonters acknowledged that in the last year they paid the minimum on their credit card bills at least once or multiple times during the year. All of those are examples of where I think we know that we would be better off in the state if people had financial literacy earlier and if they developed financial capabilities earlier in their life. So there is data out there that we could do better.
Right, because it certainly costs money when you can't pay off your credit card, then it costs you more money, and there's that circular issue around that. But the fact that 50% don't have an emergency fund must have really made a difference during COVID, because this was an emergency for many people. How has COVID influenced your membership and also impacted your financial education efforts?
Yeah, I think, we have now all gone through a shared experience, obviously COVID. And what COVID brought to people's financial lives is really an immediacy to those issues that many people had really put off. We didn't deal with the fact that we didn't have a rainy day fund, and all of a sudden it was here. And throughout society, we and many financial institutions locally had to implement a number of things to support people. Those things included, deferring payments on loans for many members, giving short-term loans for people, making sure that people had more access to financial education. We have provided financial counseling to many members individually. So for years, we've been getting ready for an event like that, like we experienced, the pandemic, because we had been doing financial education for so long. The shift for us was to move that financial education online. So ironically, we were just finishing an expansion to our financial education center. We call it the MEC, Member Education Center. We haven't used the MEC yet, obviously, but we were able to shift online. We were able to bring, really important topics, how to resolve and recover your finances, how to address refinancing of debt. One of the benefits to many people this year was the decrease in mortgage rates. And because of that, literally thousands of Vermonters were able to reduce their mortgage payments because we saw historically low mortgage rates. We at the credit union were one of the organizations that helped many members do that, in fact, thousands. So we did a lot of different things. And then on top of that, we tried to make sure that people stayed safe and healthy. So, plexiglass and social distancing, et cetera. But financial education is much different now. We deal with people over screens like this instead of in person. But we do continue to make efforts to try to give people skills, those things we've talked about already.
Well, one of the things you certainly that's online that you recently partnered with Zogo Finance. So why Zogo, and what is it?
Well, I think Zogo's, when we were looking at it, the piece that we immediately thought of is that Zogo delivers financial education where people are. You think about how much time all of us spend with our smartphones. And so the strength of Zogo was first and foremost the delivery mechanism. You can use it anytime, day or night. It reminds you and teaches you every day. Another strength is that it's short. It's not a 45-minute or hour seminar. You can do it in a few minutes. You can do daily activities and get points every day. And I think the other piece to it is that it's broader than just how to handle a checking account. It has important concepts around insurance. It has important concepts about health insurance. So we really liked it because it demonstrated or it provided a way, a little bit of gamification. So there's questions and answers. There's reward systems in it because you can earn coupons and gift cards. So we really thought that it would be a wonderful tool to bring, especially for younger people who do enjoy spending time on their phone and learning on their phone.
Well, and even families can do this together, and you're offering it with a code NEFQ. So who have you found is your audience, and how do they sign up?
So we've only had it out for a few weeks, so it's new, and we certainly wanted to time it, obviously, with Financial Literacy and Capability Month. But we are seeing a lot of younger members, and even a little bit of some older members. The people we've worked with who are our staff and people we know really have enjoyed, again, the interaction. It gives you an immediate feedback in terms of the questions and answers, and it really goes down, and there's 300 different bite-sized, if you will, lessons in it, and then some questions at the end and daily questions to test your literacy. So people enjoy it. They think it's fun. That you earn pineapples is the way that it keeps score. So people enjoy that. I've enjoyed it in the couple weeks I've been using it, just to see how I do at this age.
It's a great idea, and I want to back up. One of the statistics that I read when working on this was that half of Vermont high school students, seniors, did not file a form, causing them to miss out on millions of dollars in free federal aid. Can you just describe that quickly so some people might check in on that?
It's called a FAFSA, F-A-F-S-A, and it is a form that identifies or provides information about the financial frame for a family. So when a child is going to college, it helps identify the opportunities those children have for financial aid. So it's a critical opportunity. And it is something that's improving, but that is a concerning statistic that people are missing out on that type of opportunity. And it's a great example of what people do miss out on if they don't become financially literate. There are opportunities across the spectrum for lower costs, different aid, and FAFSA is an example of that.
Right. So we just have a minute. You partner with other places for financial literacy.
We do, and we have for 20 years. We work with DVM Medical Center. We work with local high schools. One of the strongest commitments we've had for many years is with the CVOEO, Champlain Valley Office of Economic Opportunity. They do some financial counseling directly with people in the community, and they do a wonderful job. We work with them. And also CCV. CCV has a wonderful program, Introduction to College Studies, that hundreds of Vermonters have taken, and we participate in that with a financial literacy piece of that education.
Okay.
Just two examples.
Okay, awesome. So NEFCU, I think we have just a basic address here. John Dwyer, the CEO and President of New England Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us a little bit about financial literacy and capability.
Sure, thank you.
And thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.